the story that has been top of mind for many investors, not just this week, but throughout all of last year, is asking themselves, what has happened with Tesla stock? Earlier this week, we're coming off one of the biggest one-day drops for the stock in more than 2 years. The stock continues to fall. Why is now not the time to bail on Tesla as a stock?
Look, I mean, it was a Cinderella ride for Tesla since really going back 2017, 2018. And I think now, you know, if you look at what's really happened with Musk and Twitter, that's, in our opinion, probably about 70% of the sell-off. I mean, brand deterioration, the antics we've seen on Twitter, the focus on the attention on Twitter and not Tesla, that spider web along with selling Tesla stock, that was sort of the first step down. And the second, as we saw this week, it's the demand story. I mean, demand's starting to soften, and we're seeing it across technology, across automotive. And now for Tesla, for the first time in many years, backs against the wall. They need to navigate. That's why you see investors just selling the stock left and right. I believe it's oversold. I believe we look back, it's an opportunity. But ultimately, a lot of it's Musk. He started the fire. He's the only one that could extinguish it.
So you are confident here that it's oversold given its current level. That will lead a lot of people to wonder where that buying opportunity is. What do you tell someone who's looking at where the price is, may have even looked at the price a couple of weeks ago and said, well, surely this is the buy level, right? And now it seems as if there's, kind of new lows that it continues to reach. How do you see this playing out, especially on the backdrop of all the other macroeconomic headlines that a lot of names will likely be battered by as 2023 rolls along?
I mean, it's the same conversation I'd have with investors in 2009 that said Apple was a one-hit wonder on iPhone. And now it was going to be the next BlackBerry at 300 billion, and then it hit 3 trillion, right? Or Microsoft going back to 02, 03, saying that story was done. So the point is, like, my view in covering tech 22 years, I've seen it before. I think the transformational growth themes, they always get oversold. They get thrown in the garbage. But I look at Tesla as we're in the second inning of EVs. 2.5% of autos today are EVs. My view that goes to 10, 12% in 2025 and 25% end of the decade. There's going to be many winners, GM, Ford, a lot of the European players. But this is ultimately a company where they're going through, and a lot of it's self-inflicted, just growing pains. So I just don't view that this is the end of the Tesla story. I actually just view it's just a painful interim speed bump that ultimately they can navigate.